Hold up.
I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. Today I want to talk about a subject that's close to my heart and something that needs to become part of everyone's life in the simplest way possible. I'm talking about fasting. I'm talking about smart fasting because fasting all over the world has become a fad. You know, there are people who put themselves into boxes of 16 hours, 18, 24 without asking questions, and I'm not against it. My point is if you're doing something, it should make sense to you. Number two, if you're doing something, is it getting you the results that you require without doing damage to your body? Is it giving you results without psychologically depressing you? I know so many people who force fast themselves and they're unhappy all the time. Their skin is sagging, there's pigmentation, they're losing hair, they're constipated, but yet because someone says fasting is therapeutic, they do it the wrong way. Today I want to introduce you to something called smart fasting, which is based on the principle of bio-individuality. Now, what is bio-individuality? It is you as a unique person, okay? You as a unique person, you are different from everyone around you. What works for someone else doesn't have to work for you. You know, in the last 8 years of our practice, we've seen people with blood sugar levels that are different from other people. People with blood sugar levels that differ. Everyone is different. You may require a certain level of hormonal imbalance. For you, maybe your blood pressure will be a little more than someone else, and that's working for you. For you, you may be having a blood sugar fluctuation, and that's working for you as well. We can't compare every parameter with everyone because it doesn't work that way. Everyone's bio makeup, genetic makeup, physiological makeup is completely different. So 16 hours of fasting works for someone else. It doesn't have to work for you. Maybe your body can do well with 12 hours of fasting. Maybe someone else's body will do well with 18 hours of fasting. How do you determine what works for you? By trying it and by doing it mindfully and by listening to your body. And your body, there is no one on this planet who can tell you how many hours of fasting is good for you. No one can ever tell you except your own body because of bio-individuality. It's different, okay? Everyone says 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but some people do well so well on 5 hours of sleep. Some people need 8 hours of sleep. Some people need 9 hours of sleep. It's different for everyone. The question is what works for you? And that's why fad diets fail. You know, people come up with fad diets year after year, and yet no fad diet has ever worked for anyone long term. Short term with side effects and damage, of course, absolutely. That's why they're called fad diets. But everyone's different, which is why you can try to copy everyone's diet, but it'll never work for you because you are different. Your needs are different. Your macro needs, your micro needs, the amount of sleep. You know, stress affects some bodies, and some bodies it doesn't affect it at all. Stress creates hunger in some people. In other people, it shuts down the appetite. So when you understand that you're different, now you take the next steps as to why you should fast. And anyone and everyone should be fasting. It doesn't matter how many hours you're doing it. What we need to understand is why is fasting important for you. Okay, remove all the superficial stuff like weight loss and fat loss and all of that stuff. That's a pleasant side effect of good smart fasting. At the same time, there are so many people who want to put on weight. They want to put on healthy weight. Okay, and they're worried that they shouldn't fast because they lose weight. But if you do smart fasting, you don't have to lose weight. Fasting is therapeutic. Fasting is to give your gut a break because everyone out there is eating too much. We're constantly snacking. We've not even finished digesting our first meal, and we're snacking on a handful of nuts or on a granola bar or in an energy bar when we don't require the energy. It takes about 3 to 3.5 to 4 hours to break down a vegetarian meal. It can take anywhere between 4 to 6 hours to break down a non-vegetarian meal. And if I'm constantly eating, I've not even finished breaking down my previous meal, and I'm feeding myself. Your digestive system uses so much of energy in the human body all the time. If you're eating all the time, you're digesting all the time, you're utilizing energy, which should now be used by your immune system. It should be used to repair, to grow, to fix, to rejuvenate the human body. But if you're constantly channeling energy to your digestive system because you're constantly eating, everything works on energy. Every cell in the human body, your immunity, your white blood cells, your red blood cells, your brain, your heart, your liver, your kidney, everything is powered by energy. If you channel all of your energy towards a function that is being overused, somewhere else in your body, you're getting deprived of energy. Remember that. Energy is finite. We have a certain amount of energy that we can make through the food that we eat, through the rest that we get. That has to be used uniformly all across the body, and that's why we fast. That's why we say the human body is designed to eat your meals earlier, not late night meals. Absolutely. The digestive system slows down after sunset. It will still break down your meal, but with a lot more trouble, with a lot more consumption of energy, which is why fasting can become smart or it can become a fad. A lot of people like to stay awake till 1, 2 in the morning, eat crap, drink crap, and then they say, I'm going to fast for 18 hours. It doesn't work the way you think it's working, because there's something called the circadian rhythm, and your gut has a circadian rhythm. Your gut works on biorhythms. It's working, your microbiome, your growth of your bacteria, everything is working on cycles called the circadian rhythm, which is controlled by light and by dark, which is why certain receptors tend to slow down after the sun sets. And the sooner we align with this, the better our lives are going to be, from disease to prevention to cancers to diabetes to everything. We have thousands of patients across the world who have made one change of eating earlier dinners, and the next morning their blood sugar levels are absolutely perfect. Now, of course, if you have uncontrollable blood sugar levels and you keep going into hypo, you have to slowly work towards that, because you may require to eat frequent meals until you learn to control the mechanism of your own blood sugar levels. But it doesn't mean fasting is bad for blood sugar levels. In fact, fasting has reversed type 2 diabetes for hundreds and thousands of patients around the world. It's just that you got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Not just fasting, your exercise, your sleep, your stress levels, the kind of food, how many carbs you're eating, how much of protein and fat you're eating. So coming back to smart fasting, it's intuitive fasting. What is intuition? Intuition is your body telling you that, hey, wow, I'm not hungry, let me stop eating. Hey, I'm hungry now, I think my body's finished fasting, let me feed it. No professional out there can tell you how to do it. It is best that you learn intuitive fasting, which is today, I finish my dinner but maybe 7 o'clock in the evening. Tomorrow by 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not hungry, so I don't eat. At 9 o'clock, I'm still not hungry, so I don't eat. At 10 o'clock, I have ravenous hunger. My body's finished fasting. I eat. I don't look around to see which friend of mine is doing 16 or 18 hours or posting it all over social media. That's working for them. It doesn't have to work for you. In fact, over the last 2 years, ever since we've gotten deep into the circadian rhythm fasting, our best results are coming from clients who are fasting for 12 to 14 hours. Of course, certain medical conditions, like if we're looking at a brain tumor or we're looking at a 4th stage cancer, we may do supervised fastings for 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, 92 hours. That's different. We're not talking about that. We're talking about general well-being today. So that is called smart fasting. I may fast 14 to 15 hours every day, but on Saturday morning, I may wake up and my body wants breakfast in 12 hours. I'm going to eat that breakfast because my body is intuitively telling me to eat. That intuition comes from the amount of energy you're using. If I spend a lot of brain energy throughout the day, the brain also needs energy. Where does that energy come from? Food. If my physical expenditure of energy is more, I am going to require more energy. Fasting should never become starvation. Starvation is detrimental to your hormones, it is detrimental to your immune system, it is detrimental to your skin, your hair, your libido, and everything else. Which is why people who try to starve themselves, starve the weight off them, look at them. They may look thinner, but they look older. They have pigmentation all over their face, they have acne, their hair's falling, they have sagging skin all over, they don't have a glow, they have a dull look. That's because they've done it the wrong way. So you have to move on to something called intuitive fasting. You may not get it right the first couple of days because you're confused with the signals that your body is giving you. But the more you try, don't put yourself into a box. Don't say, I do 14 hours, I do 60. No, today I did 14. Tomorrow I don't know what it's going to be, maybe 15. Maybe on the next day it's going to be 12 hours. But something as minimum of 12 hours is powerful fasting. It's a beautiful break for your digestive system. I'm eating for 12 hours and I'm shutting down my system for 12 whole hours to let it rejuvenate, rest, relax my acids, balance my hormones, reduce inflammation. So even 12 is fine. And if you find 12 difficult, start with 8. Let's say you do 3 days of 8 hours of fasting. On the fourth day, you do 9 hours and then take it out 1 hour at a time. We've had patients who have fears to do fasting. So they started off with 7 hours and today they're doing 15, 16, 17, 18 because they realize that incremental lifestyle changes will work for them. So fasting doesn't have to work for everyone, but you can make it work for you. And if you can't even fast for 12 hours, at least keep a 4-hour gap between your meals. Allow a complete 4-hour gap between your meals. But most people have finished breakfast, they're snacking on a midday snack. Then they're eating lunch and then they're having their tea time. And then they're having dinner and then they're having Netflix time snacks. You're constantly eating. You are misusing digestive energy. Energy is what heals you. Energy is what prevents disease. Energy is where you were born from. You were born with energy. Everything that happened is based on energy. And you have to use and channelize that energy for your own good. Remember, while you're trying to lose that weight, there are millions of people who are losing their health, their skin, their hair, and they're just so unhappy and depressed. Maybe your weight loss and fat loss will take a little bit longer for you, but do it the right way. And like I said, smart fasting is not about weight loss. The beauty of smart fasting is it'll boost your metabolic activity. When you have a stronger metabolism, you will burn fat without even trying. You do not have to get onto diets. You do not have to punish your body with exercise. Fasting improves metabolism. Metabolism is improved by human growth hormone, which again is improved by fasting. So fasting is therapeutic. Our patients who could never sleep for 15 to 20 years or they had poor sleep are sleeping better today by only eating earlier dinners and by fasting for a minimum of 12 hours. They are automatically, their body's working for them. They are harnessing the intelligence of their own body to fix them. Humanity can't fix everything. Technology can't fix everything. Artificial intelligence can't fix everything. Your money and your bitcoins can't fix everything. We've forgotten that we have an intelligence that we're born with. The same intelligence that gave birth to you is the same intelligence that can repair you. You have to know how to use it. You can't boost your immune system. You got to train your immune system. It's already intelligent, but the intelligence has been hampered by your poor lifestyle, by the overuse of your drugs, the overuse of your antibiotics, your sleep deprivation, your sedentary lifestyle. So everyone has an intelligence within them. The smartest people learn how to harness that intelligence to work positively for them. The other people look for quick fixes where they just constantly beat down the symptoms. After a while, that symptom is going to come up in such a dangerous way, and then all the allopathic world is going to do is say, oh, you have another symptom, now let's treat that symptom. I have nothing against allopathy, but allopathy without making lifestyle changes is your biggest curse. I'll say that over and over again. Taking allopathic drugs without changing your lifestyle is the biggest harm that you can ever do to your body. Why is that? Because Luke's saying that? No. Because you Google every single allopathic drug that you're taking and you'll be shocked with the side effects. Now take that drug if your doctor gave it to you. But if you're not managing the side effects of those drugs that you are taking, you are going to have new problems that create new diseases. So allopathy and lifestyle have to go hand in hand. And you are in control of making that lifestyle change. If you have a doctor who tells you, hey, just take this drug and go on living your life, change your doctor. That doctor doesn't care about the future quality of your life. All he or she cares about is your symptom. And anyone can bombard a symptom with heavy chemicals and suppress it for a while. What happens after a while? When the symptom comes up in different ways. So allopathy and lifestyle have to work together. They have to work together. And fasting is therapeutic. Anyone who tells you not to fast, okay, they don't understand what fasting is. Fasting is therapeutic. There's a time to do it and there's a time not to do it. When you're seriously, sometimes very, very sick, maybe fasting is not the best thing to do for you. So that's why I call it smart fasting. That's why I call it intuitive fasting. If your body is asking you for food physically, not emotionally, it is asking for energy. The most dumbest thing to do is not to give it fuel. The most dumbest thing to do is to ignore the warnings of your body. Now, if it's asking you for emotional eating, that, hey, I'm feeling low, give me that chocolate bar, that's a dumb thing to do as well. You're feeding your emotions. Your body doesn't need energy, but you're feeding it because of your emotions. That is why smart fasting requires you to cultivate mindfulness. Only when you are mindful can you listen to what your body's telling you. On some days you'll be ravenous and you'll be eating throughout the day. That's okay, that's once in a way. And then you get back on track the next day. So your fasting should not be 16, 18, 24. It should be intuitive. What is your body telling you? On Sunday, after lunch, my body said shut down. And I fasted for 22 hours, beautifully. I don't do that every Sunday. But this Sunday, my body said shut down. And I finished 22 hours. I could have done 23, 24 for what? To show off that I did 24 hours. But in 22 hours, my body was like, enough, Luke, start eating. And it worked beautifully. I'm back on track today. Today I did 12 hours. Tomorrow I may do 14. I don't know. My body's intelligence is my body's intelligence. My conscious mind isn't smarter than my body's intelligence. So learn to start listening to your body. Don't put yourself into a box. You couldn't eat at sunset? No big deal. Eat 1 hour after sunset. You couldn't eat 1 hour after sunset? Fine, eat 2 hours after sunset. But make an attempt to have an earlier dinner. If you've been putting yourself into a box every single day, that's why you don't have your results, because the human body works on physiology, chemistry, biology. It doesn't work on math. It doesn't work on numbers. That's why everyone out there counting their calories and stuff, after a while they give up. You cannot count calories. It's impossible for you because you are burning down energy and breaking down energy with every single movement in a day, and there is no way that any algorithm can ever tell you exactly how many calories you need. It can give you a fair benchmark, but it can never be accurate. The smarter people learn to listen to their body. So today I ate 3,000 calories. That's because I worked out heavily. I used brain power for 6-7 hours. Tomorrow I may eat 2,000 calories because I didn't expend that much. Where does that knowledge and intuition come from? You, within you. Learn to cultivate mindfulness and you will learn how to fast. And you don't have to fast every day. I would recommend try to do a minimum of 12 hours every day. It's a beautiful feeling, and you can. If you finish your dinner by 7, you're not going to be hungry before 7 in the morning, 100%. You know, and that becomes 12 beautiful hours without any effort. And then on the other days, follow your own gut instinct. Every 2 days, maybe you want to try to do 18 hours or 20 hours or 16 hours, just to push that body and clean it completely. Maybe you want to do it once a month, 24 hours. Find your niche, find your sweet spot. No one can ever tell you what it needs, what it can be but yourself. Have a great day, everyone. Remember, you want to fix your gut, you learn to start fasting. You want to fix your diabetes, you want to fix your cancers, your Alzheimer's, whatever it is. You learn to start with small bits of fasting. It is therapeutic for every condition. And of course, make an informed decision. There are some cases where we medically tell a patient, fasting is not for you right now. Maybe do it a little bit later. So make an informed decision. That's why it's called smart fasting. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you. And you could be someone out there in the world right now at the age of 70, 80, 85. Can you fast? Absolutely yes. In fact, the older we get, fasting becomes more and more therapeutic for us. You may want to try and listen to your body. If it's not for you, just don't do it. If it is for you, reap the benefits.